All right, so I just started recording. Okay, all right.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to explain that, and we're going to have a discussion about that because I think we can actually have an interesting discussion about that. All right.
Fine. Okay. So, hello, podcast listeners. Anyways, I was on. See, can't even remember the website, but there is a creator on that site who creates 3D models of basically like D&D minis, and I think like the vast majority of them are D&D minis. But some of the stuff he creates are generic stuff, and he also creates like specialty like commissions and stuff like that. One of the generic figures that I found was for a Renegon, which is a devil, a legion devil in D&D. So he went through all of this time creating this figure, and he put it on this website, and you can totally view the figure, do a 3D view and everything, but it's not for sale. Why is it on the website for view if it's not for sale?
Are you sure you don't need to be like a Patreon subscriber or something to this dude in order to get it?
I was looking at his webpage and everything, and it's just like, this item is not for sale by the artist.
Huh. Okay.
It's Patreon, not Patreon.
However you say it, alright? Alright, welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. It is the show for August 26th. As you may or may not be noticing, last week we had the fantastic new renovations as to how our podcast was laid out. This week we have literally no one on the podcast.
Hello, I'm literally no one.
We've got the three of us. It's just Bagelmode, Motorboat, and Melly.
I've been upgraded to a moat.
That's your own doing, not mine. So,
shoot.
Also, the users, they can't see that anymore. I need to add that back in. Yeah. Yeah, long story short, I work on the night we were originally going to record this on now. I swapped with a friend, and doing so, I got an extra half hour of work, thankfully. And Magic just couldn't be here. He might show up later, we don't know. He might. But yeah, so, welcome to the boardroom. I'm your CEO and host. You know what? I'll start this week, alright? For the first time in forever. So, what have I been doing with my miserable life this week? I have been playing a lot, and I mean a lot, of Rebel Inc. I am right now just trying to grind out some of the last achievements. I have gotten a crap ton recently for basically just grinding the game down, which hasn't been too enjoyable, but, you know, whatever. So I've just been slowly slogging through that. I played some Risk of Rain 2. I'm still upset with a few things, but, you know, whatever. And then Undertale. I played a little bit more of that, but I am... I'll be honest, its pacing isn't great. There's some lulls of, like, very interesting stuff, not so interesting stuff. Very interesting stuff, not so interesting stuff. So, that's kind of dragging me down. But yeah, that is what I've been playing this week. But I want to talk about real life, right? Because I realize we should talk about real life, because, you know, there's more to life than just video games. It's hard to believe.
What?
I know. There is life beyond League of Legends, Motorboat.
Well, that's where you're wrong.
I feel targeted.
And rightfully so. So, I bought a pair of headphones, okay? I bought a pair of headphones because my...
I hate to ask this, but are we talking like in-ear headphones, over-the-ear?
We're getting there. We're getting there.
Oh,
alright?
Okay.
I used to have a pair of pretty nice over-ear headphones, alright? I really liked the way they felt. I liked the way they were overall. The sound quality I loved, alright?
Mm-hmm.
But they broke. They broke after like 3 years of use, which is like really disappointing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty... Oh.
And I haven't had any money to buy anything, alright? Because, you know, pandemic and all that. So, I just, in order to, in the time passing by and whatnot, I was just using a pair of Apple, what are they called? Earpods? Whatever.
Earbuds?
AirPods, yeah.
No, not AirPods, alright?
Earbuds.
No, it's not earbuds. It was the thing in between where they have the AirPod shape that goes in your ear, but they don't have the, like, stupid little tails. And so they have full-blown strings, which look so much more natural. Regardless, I had a pair of those things, alright? Also, there'll be a big old citation saying what they're actually called. Alright? And I eventually, you know, I started working my job, right? And, like, literally one of the first things I was like, I need to purchase a nice pair of headphones that will last me forever and sound great. So...
Don't tell me they broke right away.
What?
Don't tell me they broke right away.
Oh, no. I'm wearing them right now, okay?
Oh, okay.
But I put them on, all right? They arrived today, all right? I got an open box model for cheap. Oh, let me just, in case you are interested, I will tell you what they are called. ATH.MX or M50X, all right? They're like a pair of studio headphones, like they're supposed to last a lot longer, right? They're supposed to have a nice neutral sound and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
I put them on. I put on a song that I know has some really weird lows that'll make it that'll stand out a lot better on a nicer pair of headphones than a pair of than a cheap ones.
Okay.
And I can't tell the difference between a pair of earphones and the Apple EarPods and this.
That's either very... I mean, it's very disappointing for you, but, I mean, for Apple people, that's fantastic news.
It's so much more comfortable to wear for long periods of time, but, like, I put it on and I went, this is the greatest $130 disappointment I've ever worn. So yeah, I've been a little upset about that. I've been a little bitter today.
I was gonna say I've personally been using some Sony. I forgot. I think it's WH500 or something like that.
Let me guess. It's the pair of Sony headphones that is $80 and everyone likes because they sound pretty much as neutral as you can get, and they're not. They're pretty durable and they work.
No,
oh.
We got them on sale for like $100. They're normally $200.
Oh, gotcha. No, I put these things on. I started listening. I went, this sucks. Yeah. So I've been a little bitter about that. All day today. Once again, much more comfortable.
Did you just get them today?
Just got them today.
Oh, okay. You just discovered this today.
Yeah. But, like,
Gotcha.
I spent the whole day going, like, this is going to sound so much better. And then I got it, and I was like, my old $100 pairs are a lot better than this $150 pairs. That's what they're supposed to retail for. But I got an open box model for cheaper.
Gotcha.
Literally could not tell the difference. I was like, cool, whatever. So I did that. Other news in my life, I bought a backpack yesterday, alright? So, as you may or may not know, I work at a camping store, alright?
Wait. Is this backpack or a normal backpack?
We're getting there, okay? Alright?
Sorry, I keep getting ahead of myself.
And so a few weeks ago, okay, we have these really nice travel backpacks called the Osprey Porter, alright? If you want to look it up, alright? They're basically duffel bags that can turn themselves into backpacks, alright?
Fantastic bag.
And they went on sale. And they went on clearance. And I was like, dang, alright? They're about the same price as my employee deal for them, alright? And I was like, ooh, that's a really good deal. I might think about picking one of those up, because they're going to redo them soon, alright? And I don't really care about having a redone model, so I'm like, alright, maybe I should get that, alright? And then yesterday, it dropped, so now it was then cheaper than my employee price. And I was like, alright, I'm just going to buy them. So I spent a bunch of money I didn't have and bought another backpack to aid my crippling backpack addiction.
Bagel, no.
I have four Osprey backpacks right now.
I mean, I'm with you. I'm at 3. not all for backpacking, of course.
Well, what do you have? You have the Exos, you have the Talon. What was the third one you have?
But I bought an actual backpack from them for college.
Which one did you get?
Forget the name of it.
Okay. Yeah, no.
But
like,
it is, and I love
nice
it.
8-year-old regular backpack.
Apogee?
Oh, I was wondering if you got an Apogee, because I was like, that is the most, like,
Apogee or Apache?
Apogee, Apogee. That is the most, like...
I love it. It's fantastic.
It's like, Osprey's like, we need a sleek backpack for professionals that still has all the features everyone wants and needs.
Yep. It's perfect for work. I love it. I use it daily. I used it for school. Absolutely
I don't like the Porter's look.
It looks really... So real quick, that is... The picture on Osprey's website looks nothing like they do in real life. In real life, they look so weird and awful. But it's just such a nice travel backpack. So, like, it's carry-on compatible, so I can just put it in all the carry-on bins. Like,
how much... Wait, which size Porter did you get?
46. It's technically not carry-on compatible. It's an inch too wide for all major carriers in the U.S. But if they don't tell you to put it in the bin, it will still fit everywhere else. So, and
how on sale was it?
It's $5 right now.
Oh, okay. I
initial...
didn't know if this online price was the same as the one you got in the store.
Yeah, it's $5. All right, and then because we get on top of on sale things another. All right, its initial price is $140, and I was just like, I can't.
You got it for $50.
Yeah, I
was gonna say, I'm looking at some of these, and I'm seeing 160, 104, 112, 84, 80, 55, 55. It's like, why is there not a single price?
So there's 3 different kinds of them. There's a 46. There's a 30-liter.
All of the ones that I see are 46.
Oh, then just go to
One's from backcountry.com. The 80s are from Amazon. 55 is from REI and Amazon, because apparently Amazon has 2 Yeah.
So I broke down and bought it. And the worst part about it is, right, you can get backpacks that will strap themselves onto the back of it. So, like, I mean, I do have this really nice hiking day pack that I use all the time for everything, but what if I got something, you know, just a little more organized?
No,
that could,
no.
Like, oh.
Just stop it.
It's so bad.
You need to stop. Sorry, I'm getting into talk you out of buying stuff mode, and I used your actual name.
So I went into the red on my spending money with that. So I can't buy stuff for another week and a half. Until I get my next paycheck. At which point, a lot of that paycheck's going to pay for that backpack. But and then finally this week, all right, this is all about me spending money and making either good or poor decisions. Melly, you know Bird Banana? She was your roommate?
Oh, yeah.
Year? Okay, yeah, so...
Wait, what? Wait, what?
Bird Banana, right? That's her name, okay.
Okay.
So, there's a...
Oh, yeah, sorry. I was trying to figure out which one. I'm like, what?
For crying out loud. Bird Banana and I both love this comic strip called False Knees, okay? So, you can buy prints of the comic, okay? And you can... So her birthday's coming up, and I was like, you know what? We've been friends for a long time. It's always a fun time spending time with her and just learning about birds. Like, as someone who's deeply into biology, it's very satisfying to hear someone just talk on and on about birds and get excited myself about it. And so I was like, you know, I should get her a nice birthday gift, right? So I'm buying her prints of the comics, okay? Now, I reached out to the guy who draws and writes the comics, and I was like, hey, do you sign the prints that you sell? He's like, yeah, I could do that. I was like, could you do some custom messages for me, please? All right. Hopefully she doesn't listen to this episode ever.
I doubt she would. Why would she listen to anything you make?
The thing is, all right, I have to worry about Red Leader, Magic, or Melly screwing this up.
About me.
I mean, do you honestly think Red is gonna
Listen
come back
to this.
and watch these?
No. I know you will. I know Magic will. Okay.
Yeah.
So, all right.
I left out.
What?
Nothing. I'm just venting in the background. It's fine.
Oh, what did you say?
I said I'm left out. I didn't go to college with everyone.
Yeah, you have no idea who Bird Banana is. Okay, so I have asked for 3 custom messages to be written along with his signature on the artwork. Okay, the first is to Bird Banana. Okay, the second is Happy Birthday, Bird Banana. All right, the third is why don't you judge some more, bitch? All right. Because that is an inside joke that we have, and it's on a cartoon where a bird goes, "Wait a minute, I'm gonna die one day, and people will remember me for all the things I did. I should stop being an asshole then." Because I asked her, "Hey, what are your favorite ones?" And she sent me 4, and I picked those 3. I also used this opportunity to purchase prints for myself, but and save on shipping, but that's a whole nother story. So, yeah. Preparing for grad school right now as well. That's been really fun.
Is that confirmed whether or not that's happening now?
So it's online. So I will be
Okay.
I will be stuck in the Midwest until there's a vaccine for COVID-19. So yeah.
So anywhere from a year to, or from election day to
Oh my gosh. I mean a vaccine that has gone through phase 3 clinical trials of FDA approval.
I know, I'm memeing.
I know. But likely either probably the first or second quarter of 2021 is probably when school will open back up and I will head on out. So
Gotcha.
yeah.
So find a job out that way by then.
Yes,
and meet you out
and
there.
then we can live together. From what I hear, rent out west is insane.
Yeah, and I'll be covering it for the entire time of your grad school, right?
Well, no. I can cover my portion of rent, but like the cheapest I've been able to find is like $1,000 a month. And I was like,
that's not the end of the world. I don't know. Because depending on where you are, is just bad.
I mean, you could be like
but
me and get rent for $1,900 a year.
Yeah. Shut up, right? I'm getting rent free right now, but like.
Same.
But like, as someone who's only worked jobs that cover that, like, the most I've ever been paid in a single pay period is $, and I got that like 2 weeks ago.
Ooh.
So like, having like $1,000 a month be slapped onto you is terrifying.
Yeah, I can see that.
And I'm probably not going to be able to keep my job working at the camping store because I keep getting... I'm signed up for email alerts for when they're hiring. I have not gotten a single email alert in the last 3 months. I can transfer, but only if there's openings. So, FML.
Are you saying transfer out to that coast?
Yep.
Like to where you're going?
Yep, yeah.
Gotcha.
We just had a dude leave for Seattle, and they weren't hiring, so he doesn't have a job.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So
that'll do it. Have you thought about transferring more locally from where you are now, or no?
I have. The issue is no place is hiring. Like, if I am signed up to get email alerts whenever jobs go live. Oh, my favorite is they're like, hey, in spring, there's going to be a store opening. They need a sales lead. Oh, I applied for sales lead at my store. Did not get it. I was told that in my interview, I didn't talk enough about building relationships. Oh my gosh,
obviously.
they're hiring at the downtown store. Oh my god.
Is that much different from where you are now?
It'd be a half-hour drive difference.
Even in rush hour, though?
Yes, and the big thing is I could take public trans out there.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because before, I would take public trans to my job, and it would take 3 hours.
Yeah, that'd be rough.
I could take public trans in an hour to get to the downtown store, which would be huge.
There was a portion like a month ago where I almost got a job at the downtown store and was gonna move out that way.
Oh dang, dang.
It was some family issues, but
yeah, dang.
it
I
was
really appreciate this. This job was posted on August 28th. Today is August 26th.
26th.
Interesting.
seeing into the future.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's what's been going on in my... Oh, they're hiring bike shop techs, but like I can't apply for that.
Are you going to be able to use any of this for the podcast?
Oh yeah. This is all getting thrown into the podcast. Like, why not? Hey, they're hiring customer service representatives out west. Like, heck, I want that job. All right. Enough of me bickering and whatnot. What's everyone been? What's Motorboat? What's been going on in your life?
In my life, surprisingly, I played more than just League this week. In fact, I think I played a total of 6 different games, and that's not even including Valorant. So I played League, of course, because life is a grind, and you just got to keep going until you hit the peak. Competing in a tournament with some friends over the weekend. Against really high rated players. We're talking like I'm on average rated top 1% of players. We're playing like 0.1% players.
Wow.
Personally, did really well against them. We ended up losing and like a 1 late game fight, lost it all, but it was quite nice to see that like I can actually compete with those level of players, and also is part of the reason why my drive this week for playing has been even higher than normal. Other than that, we played some Celeste. I still love that game. I keep finding more and more. I think the things I love about it, one, the story is fantastic. I love the art of it all. The music's fantastic, and I just love the challenge. I guess I just love games that drive me insane.
You sound like someone that should play Dark Souls.
I do not like Dark Souls.
Okay.
As crazy as that sounds.
No, that's
I
fair.
don't. I've gotten it. Like I've tried. My brother and his friends are into it. For some reason, it's just never meshed with me. But platformer wise, I really like Celeste, and it's insane because I like had to look up a guide for a portion, right? And the guide for this one level was like 3 minutes, and I was like, "What the heck?"
Wow.
Because the levels that you've seen me complete in like 50 minutes.
Yep.
It takes them like a minute and a half to complete the entire thing.
Oh, I'm not surprised. Like, I knew a dude that would speedrun the game, and he was like, "Yep, this is how you do this section. It's just zip, 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 zip." And I was like, "Dang, I know this is mad skill."
Just trying to get to that level of it is so much fun. And like watching, I went back and watched some of my gameplay from like when it first started to my most recent ones, and I was like, "Oh my wow, I actually improved quite a bit. Like this looks a lot better." But anyway, other than that, we also played some Fall Guys this week. That should be up on the screen at some point.
Oh boy, I really want to play Fall Guys. I want to do a stream where we all just sit around and play Fall Guys and banter, because that sounds like a lot of fun.
Yes, it's very fun, but also you want to pull your hair out at some points.
Because you were telling me a bit about some of the complaints you had on one of the final mission things.
Yeah, I'll wait until we all start playing it to get into it more depth.
No. Talk now.
Oh, talk now? Okay.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
the main thing is like, for I don't know how many people have played it, but for one of the final levels that you can get into is there's these different levels of squares that as you step on them they fall, and the last person to fall wins. And one of the issues that I've had now several times when I've gotten there, and I've seen several other streamers complain about, is when you press spacebar, you don't always jump, which is like one of the key components to lasting long on that. And it's kind of rhythm based, and it really throws you off when you press spacebar and it doesn't work. So I don't know if they're going to try and fix that, or if it's just something that happens because you're on a keyboard. But apparently having a controller for the game is very useful. and I do have a controller. I've just not plugged it in to play it because I prefer keyboard and mouse. But which is crazy to think. As of 8 years ago, I was diehard Xbox player, and now we have fully converted.
Oh yeah, but I think that conversion is mostly because the reason I converted is because it was so much simpler to get games.
Yeah.
That did it for me.
I converted it because I was a League addict.
Because for me,
was and am, sorry.
Because for me, it was all about how, like, I had to plan what games I wanted to purchase months in advance if I wanted a game. So, like, the game I was really thinking about buying before I switched was Payday 2. I was like, alright, if I'm going to buy Payday 2 on console, it costs $60. It's going to take me this long to save up that money, blah, blah, blah. And I spent so long worrying about it. And then I got PC, and there was a sale, and all of a sudden I had it. It was like, oh, this is so much better.
It's a double-edged sword for some people, though.
Yeah.
For some of us with impulse spending habits.
See, oh gosh. See, the backpack one was just something I had to.
I know. I mess with you.
No, like this is that ate at me on the inside so much. Because it's like, it's the right price. It's the right price.
It's okay. We'll get into bad spending habits in a little bit with me as well, because I also I am making IRL purchases this week.
All right, let's hear it.
Well, no, I'm still not through my games for the week.
Oh shoot, my bad.
We also played Hyperscape because of that bet we made
a
few weeks ago.
Screw off.
Oh, is it out?
Yeah, it's out. If I'll be honest, it felt clunky, but it also felt a lot more complete than I thought it would be. I don't necessarily like the game. I've only played one round, and so maybe if I play more of it, I'll get more into it. But my first impression is the gunplay is terrible. The controls feel super wonky and super clunky, and we'll see if it smooths out as I play more. But I'll have an update next week, and we'll see how that goes. Other than that, I just played some Legends of Runeterra, which is League's card game. They had an expansion pack come out today. So I prepped a little bit for that this week. And I forget what else I played. There's another game. I guess I only had 5 games, unless you include TFT. But that's part of League as well, so I guess it's the same, but also not the same.
It's nowhere near the same. It's a completely different game.
Same client, though.
That doesn't... Yeah. Wait. You go to the launcher, you launch League of Legends, and then you launch TFT from League?
No. Here, do you want me to just stream it real quick?
Because that will ruin the way I am recording. But you can save a thing, and we can watch it when I edit it in. But what is?
Let me just post it in voice.
Okay. But
top left corner next to home, TFT.
Weird.
So it's like a mini game inside of it, and
well,
then Clash.
If you hit play, does that launch League of Legends?
Let me show you what that looks like.
Is this a launcher, or this is gonna look really dumb when you finally show it, and it's just like, oh, you're just supposed to do this, Bagel. Isn't that obvious?
No, I mean it gives you options. So Summoner's Rift is the main map that you play on. ARAM's the random one, and then Teamfight Tactics is TFT. So, and then TFT has its own little tab because they have a battle pass thing for it.
Oh gosh,
yeah.
Weird.
And then the Clash tab is for their bi-weekly tournament.
Huh.
So.
All right, let's talk about your poor spending habits. And then I have to mention a bike thing that I did that I'm really excited to talk about as well.
Okay. My poor spending habits is the fact that well, so my girlfriend moved to medical school, right?
Okay.
I offered to build her furniture
Oh.
because I've been doing some woodworking at home.
He likes working with wood. Take note, ladies.
Yes. This is true. Built her.
I realized I said take note, ladies, but the only listener here is Melly. My bad. Take note, gentlemen.
Voila. And so I built this very nice coffee table.
Mm-hmm.
And I found that I really enjoyed making it, and like I think it's really nice. It's I've gotten a lot of compliments for it, and so now I'm gonna make a matching TV stand and tables and desk to go with it.
Okay.
I could send you a photo if you want to post the photo.
Oh, of course. Please do. Please do.
And so in addition to this, I think I told you back in April I was building a desk as well for myself.
You mentioned
but that
it a bit, yes.
It got put on like indefinite hold because my whole family started doing projects and I had a bunch of other stuff going on. So once I build her desk and all this other stuff, I'm going to build my own. And so because of all this woodworking, I thought, and plus my job's giving me enough money at this point where I'm like, well, I have to buy some nice power tools. So I'm about to put like $500 down the drain into power tools to invest in woodworking.
Oh, wow.
The one tool is a miter saw, and that's just $200 right there.
Wow.
Yeah. However, I have already talked to someone, and I can possibly sell what I make for like $200, if not more, each time.
Wow.
So it's like it could be an investment. Like I can crank out one piece of furniture a day, and if each one has profit of like $75, if not more, then I mean,
I would hang on, $75 for a day's worth of work?
Well, no, I'm saying like so materials for the coffee table, right? Were $50.
No. Still, 75 profit for a day's worth of work. Like, I would try and get those numbers up.
Oh, I mean, that was just lowballing if I like sold it low.
Okay.
Like if I were to sell it to a friend, like so for my girlfriend, right?
Mm-hmm.
I did it for material cost.
Yeah, obviously.
Like I just built it for her and gave it to her.
Yep.
It was $50.
Obviously.
She paid me.
I mean, I would hope you're not doing like financial transactions with your girlfriend
Yes.
apart from, like, hey, let me cover rent for a bit, but Sorry.
She just bought the materials, gave it to me, and then we made it together for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But like she just bought the materials, we made it, and so on. So the next one, she's just buying the materials and I'm making it.
Hey.
But when I've talked to like my parents or my parents' friends, they've looked at it and been like, like in a store, I would pay like $500 for that.
There you go.
So it's like I don't know how much I'd sell them for at first, but I mean, if you take time and like stain it and everything, it takes quite a while. I have an unstained photo that I can upload right now.
Be sure to just give me like the stained photos and whatnot, so that way I can.
Yeah.
Also, the way we're saying stained and unstained photos makes it sound like you're just pouring coffee on the photos.
I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean,
like,
if I didn't know anything about woodworking.
So real quick, because you're apparently doing a bunch of creative stuff, and I did my bike recently. I have a second bike, and I'm really tempted.
Oh God.
To pull it apart and make a flag bike.
Oh God.
Because I think that would just look so sick. But I've been doing some research now. I'm like, how can I do this without using a freaking spray can of paint? And I was like, oh, I could get an airbrush. But I'm like, do I really want to drop that kind of money on an airbrush? Also, I eventually want to get a nice e-bike, so like, why not take that apart as well?
Oh, I do have a stained photo as well.
Yeah. Oh, so, alright, in my neighborhood now, we got e-bikes, okay?
Do you guys have e-scooters over by you as well?
What?
Wait, e-bikes.
Yeah, we got the e-bikes, so the ride-sharing bikes. So we got those in my neighborhood. I tried it out a little earlier, but I took it today for a ride to the grocery store and back, alright? Fantastic. I have such a great desire to oh, I just looked at your furniture. Damn, dude. Damn, boy, he thick.
Thank you.
Yeah. Sorry. So I took a ride on the e-bike, alright? But here's the problem. The e-bike station is like half a mile from my house, alright? And I didn't want to walk there. So you know what I did?
Took your bike there?
I biked to the e-bike station, locked my bike up nearby, and then rode the e-bike to the grocery store, rode it back to rode to my house, dropped off the groceries, then rode to the e-bike station, parked the bike, got my bike, and rode back. And on the ride back, like, my legs were, like, so tired and whatnot that I was just like, well, I was putting in just as much effort as I was e-biking, and I was like, man, this sucks. Like, when you're e-biking, you don't have to pedal, and you're still going 20 miles an hour, and I was going, like, 3 miles an hour. I was like, this sucks. So yeah, I keep wanting to buy an e-bike. Yeah, shut up. I got a text from Melly. Weren't you talking a couple weeks ago about keeping your personal info personal so people can't find you?
I mean, talking about camping supplies and, like, you work at certain stores and, like, your area just got these new e-bikes. These are all pretty identifying factors there, bud.
Well, the issue is, like, my area getting e-bikes covers a lot of
and now you just said that you're in.
I mean,
Motorboat says first. I was being very vague about where I lived.
Oh my God.
I'm just gonna start beeping things left and right.
Yeah.
My social security number.
1, 2, 3.
So I learned something about social security numbers. I was about to say the other day, but this was a year and a half ago. The first 3 digits of your social security number are where you were born.
The location.
Yeah. I didn't know that. So, like, someone was like, the first 3 of my social are this, this, and this. I was like, shut up. And they're like, you know, that's, like, where you lived. Like, it has no actual identifying mark. I was like, wait, really? They're like, yeah.
Based on, like, state, city,
I believe
hospital?
It's almost down to, like, zip code or something. I don't know specifically. But it's like, oh, that's weird how that's such a
I'm pretty
generalized
sure
thing.
it's based on zip code because it has to do with, like, the hospital that you register it at or something like that. Like, it's not directly connected to the hospital, but it's directed to the zip code area around that hospital or something like that. I can't remember the exact specifics.
Other thing, there was a dude in high school where, like, I jokingly said, yeah, what's your social security number? And then he told me it from memory, and I was like, don't ever do that again. Oh my gosh.
Do I know this person?
You do. I will text them their name, because I don't want to say that out loud. Or, I'll just bleep it.
His name?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yep.
That would have been within my top 3 guesses.
Yep. I was just like, whoa, you can never do that. He's like, what? I'm like, that's such an important thing.
He's a free spirit. Let it be.
I was talking with one of my old high school teachers, and he was like, he is one of the other students where I wish I knew where they were now. It was me, Saint Prophet, and you know this person as well. He was like, I wonder where those people are today. And I was like, I actually know where most of them are.
Those are. I'm just thinking of just like, those are such generic white male name.
Shut up.
It's just like everybody in this group, everybody's name is generic white male.
Alright. Shut up, generic. Such a generic white female name that I gave you I said the wrong name.
I was gonna say, you called me by the wrong name for the first year and a half that you knew me? Yeah.
Alright. Speaking of generic white female, what has the generic white female been doing this week? We are 40 minutes into the show.
Oh,
God bless.
We're not gonna get to much news.
Nope, and that's okay.
God, I don't even know what I've been playing. I played Ark, I played Skyrim, I played Fallout, so like the usual 3. I started playing Pixelmon again. Just single player. I'm on a server with Magic, but it's been forever and a day since I've been on that server. It's fun. It's just I have such a bad attention span when it comes to certain things in Pixelmon. Just because I love, like, I have like ideas of like builds that I want to create, like specifically in Pixelmon, but with the pack that I'm using, it just takes forever. Because like I want to keep it in like survival mode, like just for like the fighting Pokemon and catching Pokemon like naturally and trying to fill out the Pokédex like that. But then I'm trying to build a huge tree that's like hundreds of blocks tall and hundreds of blocks wide, and it's just like I get maybe 30 blocks tall around, and then it's a base that's like, I want to say like a 10 block radius or something like that, and I start with like the root system, and it's just like it just gets boring. Like I like doing it because I get to be creative and do it, but it just takes so long. And then I try to go and get specific Pokemon and absolutely fail at that because I either kill them or my Pokemon are severely underleveled, or they just don't, the Pokemon I want just don't spawn because I like Riolu or Rylu. I don't know how to say his name. It's Lucario's pre-evolution.
Raikou? Or no?
Rylu.
Ryu?
It's got an L in it. I know that.
Does it?
Yeah, it's a like Rilou.
I don't know Pokemon. This is where Magic's supposed to come in and save us.
It's been a minute. Personally.
Riolu.
It's been a
so
minute.
Riolu. Whatever. Anyways, so I like that one. I like Aron, Growlithe, basically all of the dog Pokemon.
Of course you do.
Because dog Pokemon rule. It's just like the spawn sucks for them. Just 'cause, like in general, they're uncommon Pokemon, and then for I know Growlithe and Houndour, you have to be in a savanna biome, which half the time when I spawn into a Minecraft world, it takes me forever and a day just to find a savanna biome.
Yeah, like finding biomes in Minecraft is my biggest complaint. Is if you want to find like some of the weird stuff in Minecraft, you have to spend so much time looking.
And you have the chance to lose everything.
Yes.
That's not a big issue, personally. Like, I'm pretty good at the game.
I have always found my biggest issue with Minecraft is I lack creativity and I get bored very easily.
See, for me, I never had an issue, like, working through the game to get to the end. And then because Gosh, was I playing after? I think I was playing after the 1.0 release of Minecraft. Oh, I had to have been. Where I was just, whenever they launched new features, I was like, oh, sick. And I would just run around doing the new feature stuff for a while. And so that's what really kept me going. But I also had such an old save that I would have to basically spawn in my own stuff. So, like, I was playing back when, like, horses had just dropped, and it was a big deal. But, like, horses were, like, nowhere near the map, and I didn't want to, like, get a new world or anything. So I just went into creative, spawned a couple of horses out in a field near me, and used that. And I was like, hey, look, I've got horses now. Yeah. Yeah, so... That's how I enjoyed Minecraft back in the day.
I think the problem with Pixelmon, though, is that it takes a lot for... Like, you have to be dumb in order to die in Pixelmon.
Yeah, you can't die in any meaningful way. You can't kill Pokemon either unless you're mean. You just run around with a bucket of lava, but that's another story.
No, but, like, in Pixelmon, though, since everything's a Pokemon, they replace all of the, like, aggressive mobs... You literally can't die unless you starve to death because you have survival on, like...
I was gonna say, can you starve to death in Pixelmon?
Yes.
Oh,
because
okay.
you can set the survival to hard or whatever it is.
Oh. Oh, then you have to go vegan, too.
But then, that's the thing is, so your health will get super low, like, obviously, if you don't eat. But then after that, it's just, if you're stupid and fall, that's how you die. And that's it. So it's not like
lava. Lava can kill you. Yes, it can. That's how I've died most times I've died in Minecraft, is I get hit.
That's because you're an idiot who doesn't know how to Minecraft.
I get hit while I'm next to lava by a skeleton or something, and just bam. That is how I die most times in Minecraft.
Again, no mobs. The only mobs are Pokemon. Pokemon do not attack you, they attack your Pokemon, and if your Pokemon are fainted, they just don't attack you. Yeah, so if you're running around without, or either with all fainted Pokemon and there's, like, no town or anything nearby, Pokemon just ignore you. And then it's literally just peaceful Minecraft. It's like, okay, well, I guess I can do this for, like, 15 minutes before I lose my mind and go insane because there's nothing to do. Or I'm trying to build something that's insanely huge and not worth the time at all.
Play anything else?
I started playing Undertale.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, we both got to about the same. Did you keep playing after we were done with that one night?
No, not really.
Okay. Yep. Don't want to talk too much. What?
Were we supposed to start playing that?
Yes.
Yes, we said last week we were.
I mean, we said a month ago we were, but...
No, but we said last week, okay, everybody start playing to, like, this week.
Well, I play all those different games, and I still fall off the ball.
Way to go. Let's talk news.
All right. Also, man, I really want an e-bike.
Oh, that was... Do you want me to point out something on the bike that you painted that's going to annoy the hell out of you?
Go for it.
It's not straight.
Oh, I know. I can't for the life of me get that line straight. I whittled away on that for freaking years, or not years, but like weeks.
I was gonna say this is like a month-long process. What are you talking about?
It was a 4-month-long process. Thank you very
whatever.
much. Like the line, I did my best to, but the fact that everything is on an angle, and the fact that the line like doesn't have anything to really line up with, I just spent way too long, and I just said screw it, and I was like, this is good enough. Yeah. The other thing I screwed up big time with the bike is I put the light color on the bottom and the dark color on top.
Ooh.
So whenever mud gets on the bike, it really shows up.
That's your fault, though.
What?
That's your fault, though.
Oh, yeah. No. Like, this is a project where I have gone... Like any good creative project, it is a project where I hate it with all my essence and soul. It is nothing but a pile of compromises and failures. And when I show it off to people, they go, man, that looks great. And I am sitting there dying on the inside going like, the line isn't straight. There's a bit of overspray in this one spot. The handlebars aren't completely white the entire way through.
Bagel. It can be a terrible piece and still look good.
Still. Alright, do we want to talk about any specific topics? Because we are 50 minutes into the podcast.
The only two that I even looked at and was like, oh, hey, that's interesting to me, are the mosquito one and the Uber one.
Okay, so Florida is releasing 750 million mosquitoes genetically engineered to decimate mosquito population. So, long story short, what they do is they release male mosquitoes, which only bite plants, they don't bite people. And they're more or less they're not completely infertile, but they're more or less infertile, alright? They'll breed with female mosquitoes, and the female mosquitoes won't have kids. And the idea is you weed out the good male mosquitoes with these guys, and it decimates the population. So the issue here is, A, you're killing off a species.
Because they're annoying.
But that's the thing.
Well,
like,
I mean, and they spread virus as well, though.
So yes, they're specifically targeting something that one of those I can never pronounce mosquito names because they're awful. But it is specifically one that carries yellow fever.
Yellow fever.
Okay. Now, in the bioethics class I took, all right, where it wasn't really bioethics, but whatever, where we were talking about this, and in the event that we just found vaccines for pretty much every mosquito-borne disease on the planet, and we wiped out the diseases, we really wouldn't have a reason to wipe out mosquitoes, and it would just kind of harm the environment for no good reason. So like from an ecology standpoint, I'm a little terrified that we're like gonna wipe out the things that depend upon mosquitoes with a project like this. They are an invasive species, so like that's not a good thing. So like getting rid of them, and then hopefully the natural mosquitoes that are supposed to be in Florida will come back in. But still, that's the other thing that worries me about projects like these. Otherwise, I do see that a hit to something like yellow fever, Zika, and whatnot is a good thing. Yeah.
I was just concerned because like, obviously, mosquitoes are annoying and people want to get rid of them. However, I do know that mosquitoes happen to be like a main staple of multiple bat species diets.
Yeah, but all the bats in North America are screwed anyways, thanks to white nose fungus, but that's a whole other story that we don't need to dive into.
No, and like, I like bats.
Yeah, bats are cool, but they're dead. They're all dying. It's horrible. It's really sad. We're gonna lose most bat species in North America.
Yeah, and this isn't gonna help at all.
Nope.
Just getting rid of their food.
Alright, so we need to...
Whoa, why is Magic here?
Oh, Magic is here. I was like, why did my screen change all of a sudden? Magic, we are 53 minutes into the podcast. We started getting to news 3 minutes ago. So yeah, so hang on. I need to quick issue a correction to what I said about the Apple repair program, because there was a big flaw in it, alright? So, Louis Rossmann, who's very famous for running a repair shop, an independent repair shop. Also, Magic, we cannot hear you if you've been talking. He spoke on the Mac repair program, and he noticed a large number of flaws that I did not notice because I didn't read the minutia of it. But long story short, you cannot stock up on well-used parts, so you can't stock up on things like iPhone batteries. You have to order them when the customer wants, which could take 2 to 3 weeks. So, like, that's awful.
Yeah.
Anytime a product goes in for repair, you have to figure out who the original purchaser of the device was, and their information has to be transmitted to Apple. So, if you bought one used, you needed to basically have their contact information, and any time it gets repaired, Apple then finds the person that originally had the Mac and pulls up their data once more for no good reason. No, I'm totally against this. It looks like the kind of move that Apple is doing to prevent regulators from coming in and regulating them. So no, I'm now against this now that I learned more details of this. Louis Rossmann is also a very big proponent of right to repair, and he travels around the country and speaks on right to repair for a wide variety of events. Yeah, so not thrilled at all. That was the correction you needed to issue.
Magic, is your mic muted?
I'm here.
Yay!
Yes.
Hey!
Okay. I didn't hear you. Not sure if you're talking. All right. We have 5 minutes. Magic. What have you been playing, or what's been going on in your life? Because we spend a lot of time talking about our daily lives, and me learning that I need to beep most of this podcast today.
Hey, are
how
we
much
back?
of my daily life am I allowed to say without it getting beeped out?
You can say whatever you'd like. However, if you start listing details about your life, there will be a very large beep. So if you go, I live in Bumshart, Oklahoma, alright, that's going to get beeped. But if you say, I live in the great state of Ohio, that will not get beeped.
Alright,
Because,
I
all
cannot
Ohio.
be found in the great state of Ohio. Let's see, the highlights of the week, there has been no wind the last 3 days and 90-degree temperatures, so let me tell you, dying. Let's see, found some live birds today, that was fun.
Ooh, not dead ones for once.
Bunch of mourning doves, like little babies that probably can't fly yet. We're hiding underneath some foliage because it was hot today, and they're probably trying to do whatever they could to cool down. Freaked out one of my coworkers because they thought they were dead, and thought that there was only one mourning dove because they were all just like grouped up and sitting on top of each other. So that was fun. Hopefully they're doing all right. Apparently a study came out recently that in order to reduce fatalities on wind turbines, all you need to do is color one of the turbine fans black, and apparently that will reduce fatalities by like 60% or something.
Yay!
That's pretty fun.
Huh.
At least for birds. I don't think it said anything about bats. I'll get you the link to that study as soon as I can.
We've already talked about bats twice tonight now. Super depressing.
Yep, on how bats are going to start losing their food source in the form of mosquitoes down in Florida, and how they're all dying because of white nose syndrome. Yeah, it's a bad time to be a bat. But there is a new Batman movie coming out. But
There is?
Coronavirus.
Yes.
Yeah. It's about the Riddler, and it's about angsty Batman. So, like, it's Spider-Man 3
Which
combined...
one's angsty Batman?
What?
Who's angsty Batman?
Isn't it Batman?
Robert Pattinson.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, but,
Oh,
alright,
really?
sorry, we cut Magic off by talking about
Sorry.
Batman.
Yeah, so you forgot about coronavirus affecting bats.
What?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That's...
I can get it.
Man,
That's how we got it in the first place, was somebody ate a bat.
Yeah. So there's all bat studies relating to alive bats have been shut down, and are shut down indefinitely until the virus dies down. At least direct interaction studies. So like what I do, it's dead bats, so it doesn't matter. But live bats, it's a big no-no because they don't want anything to get infected. Because then we'd have a permanent reservoir of coronavirus in the United States.
Man.
So bats, they're not doing too hot.
Anything else?
Anything positive? No, I deal with dead things for a living, so, very few positives when it comes to that for the average person.
Alright, then let's do one last topic. Let's do the Uber and Lyft, one, because that one sits nicely with our, very pro-worker, atmosphere of the podcast. Long story short, in California, California passed a law that made it so Uber and Lyft employees would no longer be classified as independent contractors. They would be employees, and as such, they had to have a lot of rights. Uber and Lyft decided they were going to shut down their business instead of complying with this, but a judge ruled that they could have a extension, and as such, they don't have to shut down just yet, but, yeah. I hope these people get the support, healthcare, and whatnot they need. Yeah, and I hope that this continues to happen so that people like Amazon drivers can get this kinds of things as well. Not much more to say there.
I think the thing about this, though, is that they threatened to shut down, and I think it was, like, in Los Angeles was, like, where they did the main study of, like, asking drivers, like, who drove for Lyft and Uber, like, hey, is this your actual job? Or, like, basically, like, getting the statistics. Most of it came from LA. Or it was somewhere in California, right? Like, where this is mainly happening.
So it was the entire state of California. That's the big thing.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because, like, I'm very conflicted on this solely because they announced that they would stop operations completely just because they don't want their workers to have essential, like, their essential needs covered.
So that and minimum wage. They're not currently paid minimum wage. They're paid by contract, and that per Lyft ticket, basically. And,
like, I kind of want it to happen, but I don't know that it'd be super stupid. Censoring.
One less thing I have to bleep today.
It's stupid that if they would do it, because, like, obviously so many people would be out of a job, because what they say, like, 90% of their drivers, that was, like, their main job or, like, a major source of income for them.
So here's the problem, is it's a horrible game of chicken, and the drivers are caught in the middle. Where...
Exactly. Which, it's, like, it sucks for the drivers. I kind of just wish that they would just pull out, because they would lose a lot of money, because California is huge with Lyft and Uber, mainly for those large cities that are in California, and you can jack the prices of a ride so much just because of what am I trying to say, because the price of a ride varies depending on, it varies dramatically based on, like, a lot of factors, and location is one of those huge factors that, like, a lot of places, or a lot of large cities in California, super busy, always have traffic and stuff like that, that's something that jacks up the price of a ride. So if all of that income is basically leaving Lyft and Uber, they're going to lose a lot of money if they back out.
Yeah, that's the thing, is, like, Lyft and Uber can't afford to back out. I don't think so.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe Lyft is profitable still. I'm not 100% sure if Uber is profitable, but don't quote me on that. Where both of them have just basically poured money into just getting the customer base before they deal with actual pricing. And this getting slammed on top of them isn't helping them whatsoever. But they're still both really terrible companies in the fact... Or, Lyft is slightly better than Uber, I will mention. But they're both really terrible companies in the form of, we'll pay you as much as the market says you need to be worth, and nothing more. So I think that long term, we will either see some kind of legislation that fixes this problem once and for all in terms of the classification of these workers and whether or not like they become full-time employees or whatnot, or we see something that or we get it where Lyft and Uber just kind of accept this and roll over and basically jack up prices, cut down workers, so on and so forth. So as a whole, I don't like ride sharing because it clutters up cities and it creates an increase in CO2 emissions. So I'm not a fan of that whatsoever. But I would like to see these people paid fully. Yeah.
So in my opinion, I just did some reading on what Assembly Bill 5 was like before the whole thing. I feel like it was poorly written in the fact that there's just like so much weird stuff. Like if you're a photographer, you can't be a freelance photographer and like work for multiple companies because you have like a certain number of like commissions you can do before one group has to hire you, basically. And other weird stuff. However, I fully believe that the people who work for Uber and Lyft should get like benefits for being employees simply because isn't working for Uber and Lyft like one of the more common dangerous jobs?
It's like the second most dangerous job in the United States.
Good to know.
Last time I heard.
Well, because you're carrying drunk people around.
Well, no. My favorite thing is Uber made it so that that if someone was drunk, they couldn't call for an Uber. But the whole point...
The whole reason
yeah!
to do Uber.
Oh my gosh. Ugh.
But it's just like the sheer fact that it's a dangerous job, that they should be compensated for that and not be paid pennies on the dime for doing a dangerous job regardless of what the situation would be.
So, long story short, we need better rules, we need better companies, we need a better US. Be sure to register to vote. If we have anything else we'd like to add, I think we can. Otherwise, I think we're going to end the podcast there.
Just real quick, one thing I do want to say, like, on Uber and Lyft's side is that I think if they do mark some people as their employees, look at how much time they actually spend driving. Because if you do have those employees who are only taking 1 or 2 rides a week, or maybe a month even, like, that are just looking for a little extra money, I wouldn't consider those employees. I would consider those contractors. Like, there should be some sort of, like, clear, if you take this many rides, you're considered an employee.
So...
You mean like if you work 40 hours a week?
Yeah.
Well, it is in the law, though. It's 35. So they'd be able to do 35 rides, and then they can't do any more than that. And that's the whole year, I think, is what the bill says.
The new law says? Yeah.
Yeah.
All
so that's ridiculously low, though, for, like, a side job. That it's practically worthless.
Alright. Anything else we'd like to add on to this episode? Register to vote, fill out your US Census, and have a good night.